What's up guys, my name is Natalie and welcome to my Nook of Novels. In today's video, I am going to be doing a Christmas book haul. So I am showing you guys all of the books that I got for Christmas, and this is not just any Christmas book haul. This is a Christmas book haul and unwrapping because my boyfriend bought me about 30 books for Christmas and he built me this bookshelf by hand, and I am so excited about it. It has this like beautiful trim and the shape and stuff, and the doors. This door opens up, which I just think is so fun. I'm so excited about it. I just think that this is the most beautiful thing, and he is so sweet for building me this and buying me all of these books. But some of these books are from other people as well. I will try to go through and say who each book is from as I get to each book. I have a couple other bookish things that I got for Christmas as well that aren't books that I want to go over real quick as well, so I guess I'll start there. One of them isn't inherently bookish, but it is relevant to this channel. So I got these little mini clip-on microphones, and I'm not using this in this video just because I just spent all the time charging one of them and it wasn't working, and then I realized it's because I was using the wrong one, because each of them has a different plug-in into the phone depending on which adapter that you need, and I did not feel like waiting for the other one to charge before filming this video, so that one's just gonna have to wait until the next video. But I got those, and then those are for my parents, and my boyfriend's mom got me one of these things. I have a box in there with the whole thing, but basically it's a little mini like library thing that you can build with the instructions, and it's 194 pieces, and I am obsessed. I am a little ways into it right now, and it is so fun. I would highly recommend these things. Like once you're done with it, it's just a little thing you can stick on your bookshelf, and it's so adorable so far. I'm having such a good time with it. I just absolutely love this thing, so highly recommend this, and I am so excited that I got that for Christmas. Obviously the bookshelf too was another major Christmas gift, and this was just such a good Christmas. I am so excited. This is such a good haul. This is not bookish or channel related at all, but I also just want to show you guys these shoes that I got because oh my goodness gracious, look at these things. Are these not stunning? Are you guys not absolutely flabbergasted right now? Like I love these, and these are like exactly my style, so I personally am obsessed. But without further ado, let's get on to the books that I got. So I'll start with these right here that are not wrapped up. The reason these aren't wrapped up is these are things I unwrapped on Christmas, not Christmas morning because I was working, but Christmas evening. I unwrapped these under the tree and I didn't feel like wrapping them back up for this video, so I'm just gonna show you guys these books that I got. So I have Pillow Thoughts by Courtney Peppernell, which this was a gift from my boyfriend's parents, and it is just a poetry book that I have seen going around and I wanted it. I'm not really sure entirely what it's about, but I think it's just kind of like relationships, mental health type stuff, the general things that a lot of poems are about. So very excited for this one. I love a good poetry collection. I'll go ahead and skip down to the ones on a similar note. So we have Flower Crowns and Fearsome Things and She Followed the Moon Back to Herself, both by Amanda Lovelace. I did not know that these existed until I opened them up on Christmas, but how beautiful are these books? And I kind of thought they had sprayed edges, but I was like, they look a little silly. It's because half the pages are pink and sparkly and they're beautiful. And this also came with a cute little bookmark and a book plate. I'm not really sure, I haven't really looked at the bookmark. It says, "Where we spend shapes where we live." Where we spend shapes. Oh, shapes is a, okay. I was reading that very weirdly. Where we spend shapes where we live. Because I guess it's like a local bookstore in Massachusetts. So that's where my mom gets these Amanda Lovelace books from with the signed book plates, and holy cow, I just flipped past an image that is so stunning. Look at that. I'm so obsessed. This is so beautiful. And then same with this one, just the images. So I guess the idea is like some of the poems are flower crowns and some are fearsome things. And so depending on like what type of poem it is, has that designated image along with it. And I'm just so excited for these. I love Amanda Lovelace. I love poetry. I'm so excited. So those are both from my parents. These next three books I bought for myself because I was already at this thrift bookstore that we have. They were cheap. and I was like, I'm gonna read these at some point anyway. We have books 4, 5, and 6 in the Mortal Instruments series, which are City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. I'm technically currently reading City of Glass, which is the 3rd book. It's not really my main focus on what I'm reading right now. I'm mostly focusing on Valor by John Gwynne, but definitely really enjoying these books, and I'm excited to see where they go. I've heard that you should read them in the order of the first 3 Mortal Instruments, and then the Infernal Devices, and then the last 3 Mortal Instruments, but I've also heard that you can just read the Mortal Instruments straight through. So we'll see what I decide. I think I'm going to break it up into the 3s, but we'll see. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys would recommend, how you would read them, how you did read them, if you enjoyed it that way. Just let me know, but we'll see. Next up, I have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. My parents bought me this book, and it is a literary fiction. A lot of books that I get, I don't know much about them. I just know that they're popular and beloved, and yeah, that's how I like to go into my books without knowing very much at all, because I don't like when, because sometimes you read the back of the book and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, and then, that doesn't even happen until past halfway through the book, and then you feel like it's been spoiled. I like to be shocked by everything that happens, and I think it makes for a better reading experience. So that being said, this is a literary fiction, and I am really excited about it. Next up, we have Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. This is House of Earth and Blood, the first book. This is another one I got for myself, and if you're asking yourself, how in the world did you open these under the Christmas tree on Christmas Day if you bought them for yourself? And the answer to that is I bought them for myself and then wrapped them for myself and wrote to Natalie from Mrs. Claus or the Book Fairy or whatever I felt like writing on the present, so I could open more books on Christmas Day because I think it's fun. So hence the idea for this whole video, wrapping up books for myself and opening them, because I already know what all of these books are. But I got this one at a thrift store as well. This wasn't like a book thrift store like the Mortal Instruments ones. This was just like a regular thrift store, which coincidentally is where I got another book that I think is on this shelf somewhere. No, it was Lore Olympus, and I've already read it. But both of these I found at a thrift store for $1.99, which is crazy. House of Earth and Blood for $2. Like, there was no way I was passing that up. So I got it, and I'm very happy with my purchase. Next up, we have the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. These are ones that my boyfriend got me, and they're so floppy, and I'm so excited. These have such a good flop to them. I love a good floppy book because I love when you can just like set it open and read it and it won't crease the spine. I'm obsessed. So we have Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. And I honestly don't know what these books are about at all. Something about they have magical powers based on certain metals that are around them. I don't really know, but I read the first chapter of it and it was really good, and I'm really excited. I've heard nothing but good things about Brandon Sanderson, so thrilled to have that trilogy now on my physical TBR. The next one that I have, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. My boyfriend bought me the special edition. I'm so excited. This is the special edition of ACOTAR, and it is absolutely stunning. When you guys see this book, you will fall dead, I promise. So obviously this is like the box of it, and then this is the book itself. It has a gold foiling of an archer on the front, and I guess it's a wolf on the back. I have not read A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I don't really know what these have to do with the story, but I'm assuming that they're super relevant. And then these are the beautiful gold end papers. So, and then throughout the book as well, there's like these pretty designs on all of the pages. So excited about this. This is probably one of the most beautiful books that I own, to be honest. So I'm so thrilled about this one. So excited. And now for the fun part, we are going to start unwrapping some of these books. I guess I'll start on the bottom shelf. I'll start with the books in the penguin wrapping paper. So I don't know what most of these are. I know what like maybe 1 or 2 of them are, just because I remember the size of them when I wrapped them, but the rest I have no clue. So we're gonna start with this one. This is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. Obviously I think it's the 5th book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So now you know what 3 or 4 other books on the shelf are gonna be, but A Court of Silver Flames. So I am so excited to now own this whole series and get to read these books at some point soon. I really want to read Throne of Glass first. I'm sure you guys have heard me say that so many times, but I'm so excited for every single Sarah J. Maas book in the world. I don't know if you can tell yet, but I'm so thrilled. So I have this one now on my TBR. Next up, we have this. This one's a hardback, but I'm still not quite certain what it is. Okay, this was my guess mentally. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. This was the book of the month in September 2017. This is another one where I really know nothing about it at all, but I know that it is a literary fiction and that a lot of people really love it. So I'm excited to have this one on my TBR now. Penguin number 3. Oh, and I meant to mention that this one and this one are both from my boyfriend. Pretty much everything on here is from my boyfriend, unless I say different. There's a couple ones that aren't, but most of them are. Okay, so this one is Imagine Me by Tahara Mafi. So this is book 6 in the Shatter Me series. That's another one where I read the first chapter and I was obsessed with it. And I recently bought the special edition of Shatter Me and it's so beautiful. I'm obsessed. And now I will have more of the series to go along with it. And hopefully I can binge them all when I read those. And I'm just so excited for them. Next up, the 4th Penguin Wrapped book. This one is really chunky, so I'm excited to find out what this one is. So we have It by Stephen King, which this is one that I've been wanting to read forever. Like, since I knew it existed. I really love the movie, and I love Stephen King's writing. It's just so exciting. Like, it always just makes me want to keep reading and reading. And now I have the book and I am so excited that I can finally read it. And also, I usually don't like movie covers all that often, but I feel like this one like really fits. Like, it feels like the vibes of the story are really there, and I actually really like this cover. I'm gonna switch sides a little bit and start grabbing for some of the little books over here. So I don't even know what number book we're on by now, but another little penguin book. This one is Defy Me by Tahara Mafi, which is book 5 of Shatter Me. And I actually didn't realize how small this book was until I unwrapped it, because like as soon as I felt it, I was like, oh, this is a little one. Like, what little books do I have? And then I was like, oh, Defy Me. Like, I didn't realize how small it was. But yeah, again, so excited for the series. I've heard nothing but good things about it, so cannot wait to dive into these books. This one is up next. This one feels like a very like hard, firm paperback. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Okay, so this is The Dragon Republic. So this is the 2nd book in the Poppy War trilogy. I already own the 1st book. There's a super beautiful special edition that is out of this book, and I'm actually going to be so upset if it's not in existence anymore when I read Poppy War, and if I end up loving it, because oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It has like flames all over the sprayed edges and everything, but I'm not excited enough about the Poppy War to get that fun special edition of it. But anyway, The Dragon Republic, this is the sequel. And again, I've just heard such good things about this trilogy. One of my best friends named a stuffed animal after one of these characters. I don't know how far y'all consider that on your scale of good books, but I consider that like up here, like top tier of book. So again, another series that I just heard such good things about, and I am so excited to get to. I definitely already know what this book is. This is probably the smallest one that I have on here. Oh my gosh, I was wrong. This is I Hope You Stay by Courtney Peppernell, which is the same author as Pillow Thoughts. So it's another little poetry collection. And I'm just so excited to have more of these on my TBR. I think that they are so fun, and they make my heart so happy to read, especially when they're like so full of just like beautiful poem after beautiful poem. And then I end up, especially with Amanda Lovelace, I end up literally taking a picture of every single page so that I can quote it. And just poems are so pretty. Poetry is so fun. I love it. Next up, we have a chunker, and I don't know what this is at all. So this one is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. Okay, yeah, I was trying to make sure in my head that all of these that I've opened so far are things that my boyfriend got me, and they are. So including this one, Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. This is, I want to say book 6 in the Throne of Glass series, but I will have to check on that. But again, another series that I'm so excited for. I've heard nothing but good things about Sarah J. Maas, and I keep seeing reading vlogs of people reading the last book in this series, which is Kingdom of Ash. I cannot think of the name of that book for the life of me, but Kingdom of Ash. And I keep seeing vlogs of people crying at that book and absolutely loving it and giving it 1,000,000 stars. So I am so excited for the series. I know it's been on my radar since I was probably in like 5th grade. Like, I have always wanted to read the series and I just never got around to it. So I'm so excited to finally own it and hopefully be able to dive into it very soon, because recently I have been like dying to pick these up. So excited for these books. And also, now that I have them in my hands, like, the buttery texture, first of all, makes me so happy. Second of all, I really like these new covers, because in my brain, I kind of was like, I kind of liked the old covers better because they just give more of the vibes of the book, like the era that they're from and kind of that thing. But now that I'm looking at it like up close and in person, I kind of really enjoy it. So not mad about that at all. This is another slightly chunky book. It's not too big, but it's a little bit of a chunker. Oh my goodness. I just thought I heard a sound and I got very scared. I don't know what that was. We have Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. I can't even say that I've heard nothing but good things about this, because I've heard that this is like crazy, basically, and so that made me want to read it. This gives the kind of same vibes to me as Verity by Colleen Hoover, which I gave 5 stars, and I know books like that, there's no good reason to love them, but I just think that like reading something that's so off the rails, like, it just makes me so happy. I don't know how to explain it. I just love it. But so excited for this. I think I'm gonna have a grand old time reading this book. I'm so excited. I don't know what else to say. I'm turning into a TikTok reader, I know. What can you do? This is the biggest Penguin book that I have left, so I'm gonna open this one. Every single book that I go to open, in my brain, I'm like, okay, it's an ACOTAR book, and then it never is. So maybe this one will be, we will find out. It was not an ACOTAR book, but it's still Sarah J. Maas. So we have Heir of Fire, the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series. And same thing, loving the cover up close. Loving the Throne of Glass vibes, and so excited to read this series. Next up, we have a teeny tiny one. This one, I do definitely think I know what it is. But I said that last time I had a teeny tiny Penguin book, so I guess we'll find out. Okay, I was right this time. So we have A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. And I specifically remember that I put this one in Penguin wrapping paper because I went to wrap up another book and the wrapping paper was too small for it. And this was the only book that I had left that would be small enough to wrap in that wrapping paper, and it barely fit, but it worked. I made it work. So, A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is the novella in the ACOTAR series, and once again, so excited to read this series. I feel like I'm going to absolutely love it. I love how bright these books are. Like, I love the bright blue color. It just makes me so happy, and I'm so excited. So we have this one to add to the piles. The second to last book of the Penguins. Obviously, we have a ton more left. Oh, okay. So this one is The Chain by Adrienne McKenty. And I had actually never heard of this book before until I saw it at this used bookstore. And it sounded so interesting. So this is a thriller murder mystery type book about basically a kid will go missing or die. Not die, sorry. A kid will go missing, and the parent of the child will get a note saying that if they ever want to see their kid again, they have to kidnap another kid. And so basically it's just like a chain, because these people, they like want to get their kid back, and so then they keep kidnapping another kid and another kid, and it just goes on and on. And there's all these guilty people, all these missing kids, and it's just utter chaos, and it sounds so interesting. So this is definitely one that I'm really excited for. And it's blurbed by Stephen King, so that sounds like a good sign to me. But yeah, I love finding a book that I've never heard of before, and it just has such an interesting concept, and I am just so excited to get into this one and see if it's as good as it sounds like it's gonna be. I feel like I've been filming for so long now, and so I just had to get up and make sure that the phone was still recording, because I can't imagine if it just stopped and then I had to like refilm like half of this again. I would cry. The last Penguin book that we have on the shelf. Okay, I'm excited about this one. So we have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, and this is a gay fantasy romance sort of thing. It's kind of just a cozy little, there's a fantasy cafe, and it's really cute is what I've heard. And well, not gay, sapphic, sorry, my mistake. But I'm just really excited. As I was checking out at Barnes & Noble with this, because I got this with a gift card that my boyfriend's parents got me. So technically they got me this book, but I picked it out. But as I was checking out, one of the ladies that worked there walked by, and she was like, oh my god, that is the best book I've ever read. I just finished listening to the second book and I absolutely loved it. And so that just made me so excited to read this. I've heard such good things about it. I was losing my mind at Barnes & Noble trying to decide if I wanted to get the special edition of this, because they had it sitting right there and it was so beautiful. It had the most gorgeous end papers I've ever seen in my life. I have a reading vlog that should be coming out pretty soon after this video, and I show it in there. Those end papers, they were so beautiful, but I didn't really want to spend $30 on a book, because I was like I don't want to spend my whole gift card on one book when I could get two and like more reading. And also like this cover is really nice anyway, so I went for this one. And also the cover of the special edition, like it was pretty, but it wasn't like $30 pretty. The end papers were, but the cover wasn't, so I just decided to get this one instead. Again, I've heard such good things, and I'm so excited about this one. Next, we are going to move on to the books that are wrapped in this Mickey Mouse Disney wrapping paper. So excited. So we'll find out what this first one is. Okay, so this is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, and I just watched a video the other day where someone read this book and they really liked it, and they said it was kind of like Night Circus vibes, but like more smutty, I guess, with like the kind of mysterious, what's it called, like whimsical kind of vibes. I really don't know much about this at all, to be honest with you. I've also never read, not the Night Circus, Caraval, sorry, I got those two mixed up in my head, Caraval, but I've never read Caraval. I have read the Night Circus and loved it, but I'm just really excited about this. It has a cool cover, the concept, the vibes of it. I don't really know the concept, but the vibes sounded really good, right up my alley, and I am really excited for this one. I feel like these like dark romances, the covers are definitely giving like similar vibes, so that's really fun. Oh, and this one my boyfriend's parents got me. I don't know if I already said that or not, but yeah. They also are getting me another book that is coming in soon. It's called You've Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, and I think it's by, I think her name is like Wakey Amezi or something like that. that might not be right. It might be something a little bit different, or I might just be thinking of a completely different author in general, but I'll put the picture on the screen. This is the book that is coming in soon that they're also getting me, so very excited about that one. I'm pretty sure, actually I don't remember what it's about at all, so I'm not even gonna try to describe it for you guys, but I'm gonna go with this chunky book, because again, every time I see a chunky book, I think it's an ACOTAR book, so we'll find out. And I was right. So this is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, the second book in ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I had to think really hard about which book this was in the series, but again, so excited for the series, and I love the color of this book. Like, the colors of these are all so perfect and beautiful, and I'm truly obsessed. This is the other chunkiest book in this little section. Ooh. And it's another Sarah J. Maas. So we have Kingdom of Ash, the 7th book, and the final book in Throne of Glass. This is the one where everyone cries, and I'm so excited for the series. I cannot wait to read all of these books. Every time I see all these new books, it just makes me so excited to read literally everything in the world. And I really wish that I could just drop everything and read 100 books and then resume with my life. That would be so fun. I would love to. I would literally be so happy. Next up, we have another Sarah J. Maas. This one is Crown of Midnight. So this is the 2nd book in the Throne of Glass series, which again, I am so excited for, and these feel so nice. They're such a good texture, and I just am so thrilled to have these books. As a side note too, these came in a box set, and the box that they're in, usually I would just throw away box set boxes because I don't really care. I want to have the books. I don't care about keeping them in the little box. But this was a really nice box. It looked so beautiful, and it's super sturdy too. And so I decided to actually hang on to that one and keep all of these in that box set because I think it's really cute and I just really love it personally. So I'm hanging on to that one. Next up, I'm excited about this one. So we have Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. I've heard so many things about this book. This is the special edition with the shiny pink edges, which makes me so happy. And then it also has fun end papers, and underneath the dust jacket, this is beautiful. And then we have a list of all the content trigger warnings, which I think is so funny. But yeah, this is apparently a wild romance book about, I can't remember if it's 2 murderers or if it's a murderer and a stalker, but they fall in love. Oh, one of the stockings fell off the Christmas tree. It's okay, but it's crazy and violent and very fun. I've heard that this is very good. And again, I just love the vibes. There's this and Haunting Adeline and Verity. I love the vibes of it, and I am so excited. And I cannot wait to read this book. And also it's pink. How fun is a shiny pink book? Oh my god, how could I not be excited right now? These next 2 books look very short on the shelf. I don't know if it's just me, but the next book is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is the collection of short stories that comes before the start of, no, maybe it's not a short story collection. I think it is. Yeah, so there's 5 short stories in this. I just made myself think for a minute. I was what if it's not? But no, it is. There's 5 short stories in this, / novellas. That is the prequel to the Throne of Glass series. And so I guess a lot of people read this first, but what I'm planning on doing is reading the first book, maybe the first couple. I don't really know how many you can read before you read this one. I'm gonna read whatever first books and then read this one because I feel it's more fun reading prequel stories when you know more about the world and stuff, because then you can kind of make those connections and you feel more accomplished when you're oh my gosh, that's a reference to this thing. And then it also just sometimes kind of I remember in Red Queen, those novellas, there was stuff that was wow, it was some shocking character connection, and then you don't really get to experience that if you haven't already read the first couple books and know already what's going on there. So I think it's more fun that way. So that is my plan for reading this one, and I'm very excited. And our last Disney wrapping paper book is another Sarah J. Maas. This one is Throne of Glass, so the first book in this series, and again, just so excited to finally get to these books. The first chapter that I read was really interesting, and I'm just so excited again, I keep saying. If you're wondering, by the way, why I've read the first chapter of so many of these books, I did a little try a chapter with my boyfriend. So I read the first chapter of a bunch of books to him so that we could pick what book we're reading right now, and we ended up going with Kings of the Wild. So on to the next book. So now we are in the Santa Buckle wrapping paper section, and I love this wrapping paper. I think it's so cute, so I'm excited. I'll just pick this one to start off with. It's not super big, not super small. It's just average looking, sorta, somewhat, maybe a little big, but this book is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is Book 1, sorry. I was trying to remember which book it was in the Infernal Devices, and I forgot that it says book 1 right here on the covers. So this is the first book in the Infernal Devices, and I'm really, really enjoying City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. So I'm so excited to continue with this and get into some other books within this world. Queen of Shadows by, I almost said Cassandra Clare, by Sarah J. Maas. This is book 4, I believe, in the Throne of Glass series, and again, so excited to get into the series. I feel like I sound like a broken record right now, but this is a really long series, obviously, and so I don't know what more to say than just that I'm so thrilled to read all of these books. I'm gonna go for a shorter one this time. It's one of the Shatter Me books. Again, I keep not realizing how short these books are until I'm unwrapping them, but we have Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi, and I just think these covers are so beautiful. Whoever designed these, like, standing ovation, so beautiful. But this one is book 3 in the Shatter Me series. And we go with another big one. We have A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, again, with the beautiful colors of these books. Oh my gosh. Again, like, whoever designed these, good job. Like, so beautiful. And again, I'm just so excited for these books. I literally cannot wait. I'm gonna go with this one next, another, like, average sized book. Oh wow. This one is Clockwork Prince. So book 2 in the Infernal Devices, and again, like, the size of this one surprised me because as I was picking it up I was like, oh, it's average size, it's about medium, but in my brain I thought these books were bigger, so I guess maybe not, but they're okay. They're almost 500 pages, so they're like sort of deceptively small. I would think they would be about 400, but regardless, so excited to read more of this world. I think the Infernal Devices follows different characters than the Mortal Instruments, I would assume, just because they're different series entirely. Yeah, it follows Tessa Gray, so don't know who that is, but I'm so excited to meet her and find out what goes on in that trilogy. Y'all, there is such a big pile of wrapping paper right here. I'll show you guys afterwards the mess that I have made. Moving on to the next book, I'm gonna go with this one over here. I don't know what it is. Aha. Oh my gosh, that's crazy that I opened these all like so close to each other. Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, and this one's a different edition than those two. I honestly don't know like which ones I like more. I feel like when they redid them, they made them so similar to the original covers, like the vibes of them and like the shininess, but the swag of this one's kind of cool. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. It makes me feel a little silly, but it's kind of cool though, so I do like it. But yeah, this is book 3 in the Infernal Devices. Again, so excited for this series. I'm gonna go with this one. I keep hoping to find the other ACOTAR book, and so I keep picking like medium-sized ones because I think that it'll be one of them. Okay, and I was right, it is this one. So we have A Court of Thorns and Roses, and obviously I have the special edition of it that he got me as well, but my boyfriend was kind enough to give me the normal version too, so now I have all of the matching ones and the special edition because he spoils me so much. Oh my gosh, literally best boyfriend in the world. Like, what? Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Okay, so yeah, again, like, so excited for this series, and these books are so beautiful, and I'm just so lucky. I love all these books. I'm so excited. Well, obviously I haven't read them yet, so I don't know that I love them, but I love that I have them. Like, I'm just so excited. This one is our next book, and it looks like another Shatter Me. Yeah, it's Unwrapping Me, which is book 2 in the Shatter Me series, and this one is a little bit thicker than the others, so definitely bigger. I don't know what else I was gonna say there, but again, just so excited for this series. And the writing style of the first chapter of the first one was like really hooking me, and like the whole, just the vibes of it, the whole like situation that was going on. It also seems like it's gonna be a little bit flowery of a writing, and just everything about it makes me so excited. I feel like there's a lot of series here, so it's like every book that comes up, it feels like is like part of a series, and then I'm like, oh, like I already kind of talked about this a little, but it looks like that I think I've already opened all of the Throne of Glass series because so we have Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Tower of Dawn. I don't think I've opened yet, so we still have that one in here somewhere, which might be this one. is my guess. Ooh, I can feel like, yeah, I can already see it. Wait, the texture of it. Okay, so this one is Tower of Dawn. And then I think we have all of the ACOTAR series open too. No more of those in here, but this one is Tower of Dawn, which again is so much more beautiful than I was thinking in my brain. So excited for this one. This one gives a Dune vibes, like very like desert-like. So that'll definitely be fun and exciting when I get to this one. But yeah, aside from that, I don't know if there's probably a couple more shadowy books in here. So I'll kind of aim for the shorter ones first since I have a feeling of what those are gonna be. Yeah, I was right. So we have Restore Me, again, so excited for this series. And she's also writing a spin-off series. I don't remember what the first book is called, but I know I saw it like on Goodreads or like on Barnes & Noble or something somewhere. And I was like, that's fun and exciting. So hopefully if I really love this series, then I can dive into that one as well. And the covers look the same too, which makes me so happy because like stunning covers, so beautiful. I don't know if there's any more of these left. This is book 4, book 3, book 2, book 1. He didn't give me book 1 because I already have the special edition of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure actually how many books there are. There might be 6. So I think there's probably one more in here somewhere. And I think it might be this one. No, this one feels too stiff. My guess is that it's going to be this one. So I'll put these two back for right now. Oh my gosh, this is Notes on Execution by, I'm not really sure how you pronounce this. I think it's Dania Kukafka. I don't know if that's right or not, but this is a book that follows, it's a literary fiction, I think. It follows a character who gets sentenced to death. And so it's like very moral. It's a very, like, you have to think about like right from wrong and like the fact that like this is such like a messed up character and like does he still deserve to live after all of the things that he's done. And this is definitely one that's going to make me think, and I am so excited about it. I heard it recommended by Sid Bookworm, which I will link her channel below. I love her videos. She's so fun to watch, and she loved this book and it made me really want to read it. And I actually got the audiobook of it, but I decided that I want to listen to it and read it together because I feel like I'm really going to love it, and I don't want to waste that experience on just listening to it, if that makes sense, because I don't absorb audiobooks very well, and so this feels like one that I want to dedicate my full attention to. So I decided to wait and not listen to it until I am reading the physical book. So excited to have this one. I'm gonna open this one next. We're getting down to the last few books. I'm so excited. Oh, okay. This is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This was popular so long ago, but basically it's just a YA gay romance where this kid basically gets blackmailed with the fact that he's gay. And yeah, I love books like that where it gets into a lot of the struggles of not being out. Yeah, I've heard such good things about this, and I'm just so excited to read this. Next up, we have this one. This one feels like heavy, like it feels like a hefty book. Oh, okay, I know what this is. Well, obviously, because I saw it, but this is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. And, it's quoted by John Green, which I didn't realize, but this is another one that has been popular for a really long time, and I don't really know what it's about, but obviously it's a little bit creepy, and there's so many books in this series now. And Jesse the Reader, who I also really love to watch, this is one of his favorite books, and I'm just so excited to finally read this. I feel like I've heard about it for so long, and I never got around to reading it, so excited to have that on my physical TBR now. And we're down to the final book. I'm so excited to find out what this one's gonna be. I think I already know based on some of what's in the stack right now, but here goes nothing. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought. So this is The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, the final book in the Poppy War trilogy. And again, this is one that I'm just really excited to get to, and I have heard nothing but good things about. Holy cow, I was just flipping through this and I noticed how like tiny the chapter titles are. They're in like the same font as the rest of it, which I just think is so funny. But again, this is one that I'm just so excited to get to. Those are all of the books. Let's just take a minute to admire this beautiful bookshelf. Oh my goodness. so excited. I'm so happy to have this and to have all of these books. Oh my gosh, I'll show you the stacks in just a minute and all of this wrapping paper, but I'm so excited. I love books. I don't know if you could tell. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you got for Christmas, if it was books, what you're excited to read, if you've read any of these books here, what you thought of them, anything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. My Bookstagram and Goodreads will be linked in the description if you guys would like to check out either of those. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to, and hit the notification bell if you would like to see the other videos that I post. I think that's everything. I'll have those channels linked down below that I was talking about. And yeah, don't forget to watch my reading vlog if you want to hear more about my Christmas season, if my last week of Christmas events has gone, as well as a clip of my boyfriend making this beautiful bookshelf. And that's all for this video. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.